Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a really fun video because this is actually the first video that I'm doing for my Renovating a base game series that I'm going to be starting. So yeah, I actually mentioned or teased something about this a couple of weeks ago by now, or maybe days ago. I honestly don't know at this point. But at some point I mentioned something on the community tab about me working on a secret project that I didn't want to talk about just yet. And this is actually it. So what it is basically what the title suggests. I'm going to be renovating all of the base game lots. And then I'm actually going to be putting together a completely base game save file. So obviously in the base game, we have 3 worlds. We have Willow Creek, Oasis Springs, and Newcrest. And I'm actually going to be renovating every lot in Willow Creek and Oasis Springs. And then obviously I will be building new builds for all of Newcrest because there's nothing in it. So I will be building some new things for Newcrest. I'll also be building, obviously, a lot of, all of the empty lots in Willow Creek and Oasis Springs. I'll also be building new houses or lots for. And then, yeah, I'm just going to be renovating the rest of them. So I'm really trying to kind of stick to the bones, or basically the bones of the base game. So the bones, the structure of the houses. I'm really trying to not change them up too much. I want them to still have that very kind of iconic base game feel and the original vibes that the houses had. I want them to be better because let's face it, the base game in 2014 when it came out, compared to the base game of 2023 is almost a completely different game. We've had so many base game updates with obviously new items and stuff, but also with so many new features platforms and the ability to put windows and doors to freely place them off of the grid, and having just the move objects cheat is something that the game just didn't have when it came out. It wasn't a thing. So yeah, just having all of those different new features and new items and everything like that, it's such a big difference. So yeah, I'm obviously trying, like I said, renovating the base game stuff, but trying to keep that original feel that they had. Now, some of the lots, I do have a plan for each of the worlds. I do have a plan for where I want, community lots to be, what kind of community lots I want to add. The houses, obviously, I'm going to be moving around a couple of things though. So a couple of the base game families, for example, I'm actually going to be moving them to different lots. Now, I'm still going to keep them in their original worlds, so I won't go and move the Goth family to Oasis Springs, for example. I won't be doing that. But I will be moving the Goths, for example. I will be moving them to a different lot. Just because if we're using the Goths as an example, their original lot, they're on a 30 by 20 lot, and it just makes no sense to have the Goth family on a small lot like that. It doesn't make sense because originally and canonically, the Goth family are actually one of the oldest, and they're actually probably the most well-known family out of the Sims franchise. So yeah, it just makes no sense to me to have them on a really tiny lot like that. Their whole house feels cramped. They have no outdoor space, no garden space, anything like that. And canonically, in all of the previous Sims games, the Goth family has always had a full on graveyard, actual full graveyard on their lots. So they have an actual graveyard with all of their ancestors and stuff. And The Sims 4 just doesn't have that, because I don't think when the game came out we even had ghosts, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, obviously they couldn't do that because A, we didn't have ghosts, and even if we had them, where would you put a graveyard on the Goths original lot? There's just no space. So yeah, I will be moving them. And then also I will be obviously moving around, like I said, all of the community lots. I, will still try and keep, the ones that we have on the lots that they are on. If I can. If I can't, then I'm just going to move them. So honestly, when it comes to the houses, I'm probably going to be just renovating all of them. And then obviously I will add in new families as well. All of that like save file stuff. But then for the community lots, I'm going to try and renovate them. I'm still going to call it like Renovating Base Game because I think it just sounds better to have it all under one name. But I'm still going to try and renovate them where I can. But obviously, if I completely change the lot type, then it might not make sense. And, some of the base game lots are physically just unfixable. They just cannot be fixed. So, for example, stuff like the Goth's house, for example, personally, I cannot fix that house. I have tried. Like more than once. I've tried it with the base game, I've tried it with all of the packs. I physically, personally, just cannot find a way to renovate the Goth's original house that actually looks good. If, apart from just completely changing it. So obviously I'm also going to be moving them, so that's probably not a good example. But builds like the Spencer Kim Lewis house. That house is actually a nightmare, and I'm dreading whenever I go to it and try and fix it because I'm gonna try and renovate it. I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if I'll have to just bulldoze it and start a new house, but I'm going to try and renovate it. But that house is probably the one build that I will be changing up the most. So yeah, just as a heads up. But yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys are excited for this series and this project. I'm really excited about it, and I didn't want to mention anything about it, like prematurely. I wanted to get some things done for it first, just so that I know that I have some stuff already done, stuff that I can talk about, and that I'm fully committed to it as well. So I currently have like 5 builds done. This is one of them. Then I have like 4 other builds done already, and I'm continuously working on it because at the moment I just really want to build base game stuff for some reason. And I've also been pre-recording a little bit so that I have a bunch of footage that I can just edit and do the voiceovers for, whenever I need it. But because I've been working on this project so much, and because I've been building for it so much, I actually haven't really been building anything else. So I have, I think maybe like I have one other build done that's in Salvadorada. And then I have a really long CC build that I also did that I haven't edited or anything like that yet. And those are the only other 2 builds that I've done in the past couple of weeks that haven't been base game stuff. So for the next couple of weeks, you guys might be seeing a lot of base game builds because that's all that I have at the moment recorded. And obviously, unless I go in and build something else, then yeah, you'll just be seeing a lot of base game stuff. But I hope you guys don't mind because, yeah, I don't know. I don't usually do a lot of base game builds on the channel anyway. So I figured, spending a couple of weeks on just some base game builds and some base game videos could be fun because they're very useful. They're very easy to download if you have only the base game. You don't need anything else. Because a lot of my other builds are all very heavy on packs, so I use everything because I have everything. So I don't usually pay attention to doing pack restricted stuff or, anything like that. So yeah, just having a bunch of base game builds out is, I think, going to be really fun and really useful for a lot of you guys. So if you want to download this build or any of my other builds, they're all up on the gallery. My gallery ID is always in my video descriptions, and I'll also have a download link to the gallery website down there as well for this build. But yeah, I've basically just talked through the whole thing without actually telling you what we're building. So you've probably noticed this from the title and the description and everything like that, but we're renovating a starter home. We're in Willow Creek. We're renovating one of the starter homes in Willow Creek. And I did end up making it a little bit more expensive. So originally it was just 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. I turned it into a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom because at the end of the day, it ended up being 20,000 simoleons, 20,213 simoleons, and the lot costs 1,500 simoleons. So you will need at least 2 sims to be able to afford this build, and if you have 2 sims, then you'll have about like 300 simoleons left over afterwards. But if you start with 3 sims, which this house does have space for, there's a double bed and a single bed, then obviously your sims will have 2,000 extra simoleons as well left over. And the house does have a TV, it even has a computer, it obviously has a full kitchen, you know, all of that stuff. I even have, I think, a coffee maker in the kitchen as well. And yeah, there's also a bunch of space to easily like extend it. Obviously you could change up the layout a little bit, you could expand that side bedroom that's kind of like the kids' bedroom, you could easily expand that one. And yeah, I also spent a lot of time on landscaping. I spent like 4 minutes on landscaping, like sped up, because I really wanted to use as much like debug plants and like debug stuff as I could to kind of hide the fact that it's a base game build and a starter home. So yeah, I hope you guys like how this turned out. If you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, then feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, so since I'm turning this into a base game save file, I just thought I would throw it out there that I already have a save file. I have a save file where I used a bunch of different packs, probably all of the packs, and the first version of that with Willow Creek and Oasis Springs completely finished, and a bunch of other random stuff done as well. I did do an overview of it. I'll leave that linked in the description and on the screen because it is out. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you're excited for this series as well. So yeah, I'll talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone!
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, 'cause I'm not tired. I'm thinking about the days we used to shine when we were young. I told you that we should start a band and reach for the sky. It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside, and I kinda feel like calling, but it's too late now. I just miss you. I just miss you. We were such a constellation, right? No, you'd agree.